all right, so let's go on this journey with the audience. So you're 19-year-old, you're a gardener. Somebody you interact with says, buy the book. You buy the book, you read it. And that begins your what would be a 30-year journey with Tony Robbins. So I'm guessing not only one book, but you've read many, and you've probably been to a few events, I'm guessing.
I've been to I would say more than 30 events with Tony over the last 30 years. More than 30 live events. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
So,
like there
yeah.
was a time when Tony, this is back in the 90s. This was interesting because now maybe he does 4 to 6 live events per year. And now he
Right.
does virtual, so he can leverage that. And that's been amazing. But I will say that, like, in the old days, he would go LA, San Jose, San Francisco, Seattle. Then he would go like Salt Lake City, Denver. And it was like basically almost every month or every 6 weeks he was somewhere. And then he'd do the East Coast back and forth. He lived in San Diego back then. So he did a lot of West Coast stuff. So like he would do 1 day sales events, and that could be like every 6 weeks in a different city. And then he would also do the 3 day weekend, 4 day weekend, the Firewalk weekend, Unleash the Power Within. So he was doing those a lot more frequently. And then also, this was the beauty, is after I attended, I got invited back to be a volunteer, a staff. They called it staffing back then. They call it crew
Wow.
today. So I got to go for free. And then I got to see behind the scenes. I got to see Tony run a meeting with his trainers. I got to help run microphones. I was a mic runner. I got to see all the inner working. So we would get there a day early, and it was just amazing. And like, it was a time like no other. It was absolutely amazing, the amount of exposure, to be blessed to be around Tony in such a way. So
Yeah, so we'll get into those one-on-one. Actually, we're going to go there first.
yeah,
I'm guessing over 30 years you've actually had the chance to meet the man, interact with him personally. You're not just, arm's length away.
all the way, all the way. And it was beautiful because there's a gal, Lauren, who back then, she's still involved. She actually is like one of the stage speakers. She teaches, I think, at Wealth Mastery now, but Lauren actually ran the staff. Now they call it crewing. Back then she ran it. So there were times where even, hey, Tony's going to do a private event for, it was one of the Silicon Valley, I want to say Cisco, or it was one of the
Tech companies.
manufacturers, tech
Yeah.
companies. And he would do it one day and they'd be like, hey, can you come and support the room? And so we would be like in the back of the room,
Yeah.
a t-shirt, whatever. And we would just answer questions, get somebody a pen if they need it, if they lost their workbook,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. But getting behind the scenes and being with Tony at such a level was absolutely amazing. And not only that, but you got to see, Tony is somebody who walks the walk, talks the talk, walks the walk, and then even beyond. You would see his like commitment to want to over deliver and make sure that the room's right, make sure that the music, the playlist, that the energy, just the presence of the chairs, making sure that people had like snacks and, like during the breaks and such, like just making sure that everything was ran exactly right, and that the people in his care were taken care of, that he wanted to always over deliver, way over deliver. So
That's awesome.